and welcome right on back to more flowers in the autumn time. The last time we were together, well, I'd almost call that episode a bit of a fever dream. There was just so much weird stuff. We had awful dream sequence where Narine was a bitch. We had Mustache, Rika, and then we had Yuzu trying on a lot of cute little hairstyles that I thought absolutely suited her in every single way. But the girl's got a long way to go toward letting herself have the things that she wants. And oh, it's just painful because I don't even know that she's gonna get to that point. She just seems so steadfast in trying to hold together this image that others have of her, and there's obviously something real deeply seated going on here, and hopefully we'll start cracking into that soon. There's also just, oh hey, here's the issue of that big old confession that's hanging out that we've just kind of hit the pause button on that and said, hey, I'll do that later. I'll talk to you later about that. So let's get this flowers train a schmoovin'. See if we can't get some things situated and organized. Up on stage, I dance a hypothetical variation. I copy the grand four. I once saw her perform at a ballet recital, The 32 Things, danced by Odile in Swan Lake. I dance to shed my worries, to expel all the impurities from my body. Feeling like a fire burning within me, I channel Odile and dance until I'm ready to drop. I'm gonna hope I'm saying all that. We know I'm gonna get all of that wrong. We got claps though. That is not for my pronunciation of anything at all. But Yuzu did a great job. She's just casually busting out, you know, the climax of the previous game. You know, no biggie. I respond with a reverence to the rapturous applause of my classmates. I'd only been doing it as a distraction. I'm about to wave off their praise and tell them they're exaggerating when... Hey, water's good. I forgot to get water. My cup is empty. But we'll make it through. We'll make it through. My best friend comes along to hand me a flask, which I gratefully accept. We may be midway into autumn by now, but it's still hot when you're exercising hard. I gulp the liquid down. Dang, she's just moving along, huh? Most things except for cooking. Oh, she's so sad about it. You'll whip that creamy ass someday, don't you worry. I mean, there is something to be said about being a jack of all trades, but of course that also means you're a master of none. I don't know if you're busting out like her big move that they used to emphasize the finale of the previous game. I think you may be being just a tiny little itty bitty smidge modest. Yeah, I think that's actually pretty good too. I smile at her as she heaps on the praise. Ballet is one of the few girly activities I can openly indulge in without worrying about how it looks on me. Of course, I took to it like a fish to water. And it's one of the few things I've kept up. It's one of the few things I've kept at without getting bored, which is rare for me. Nettie takes a sip of water herself, then murmurs.
本調子ではないよね。そうかい？グラフェッテの回転速度も一定。
No, I'm doing great. I'm fine. I'm perfectly A-OK and normal. You're not reading anything into me.
そうでなくて、楽しくなさそうだったわ。
Aww.
昨日勝手に部屋に伺った。
A little self-conscious, maybe.
その顔、ごめんなさい。お部屋の鍵が開いていたから。ノックはしたのだけど、ぶしつけだったわね。いや、そうじゃないんだ。
Actually, literally everything to do with that?
昨日のことを怒っているわけじゃない。それなら、なんで不機嫌になっているの？
You saw me changing my hairstyle yesterday. She asks me straight up, and I'm compelled to answer in kind.
それは、その、昨日、僕の部屋で髪型を変えている。
She would never!
あれをからかわれるんじゃないかって。からかう？どうして？いや、どう考えたって似合わないだろ。昨日だって罰の悪い顔をしてすぐ退散したじゃないか。
I think she did it because she knew it was something you were doing in private that you are very self-conscious about. I think she knows your little... she knows a lot more about your mask than you think she does. That's the impression I'm getting from her anyway.
すぐ追い飛ばしたのはあんまり驚いた顔をしていたからよ。
I see.
こういうやつだったよな。
She's my best friend in the world, and she doesn't have a bad bone in her body. A smile finally blooms across her face like the prettiest of flowers.
そんなことを気にしていたの？お下げを2つに言って可愛かったわ。今日もその髪型にすればよかったのに。そんな恥ずかしい真似できるわけがない。
Yes, you could! You could.
どうして？
Oh, that's... No, come on. It hurts even saying it about myself. See, like, even she acknowledges this stuff sucks, and she hates it, and it hurts. Oh, man. Oh, it's a really hard story. This is a really, really hard story to read at times. Just... Ugh, like a guy.
そんなことないわ。ゆずりは優しくて素敵な女の子よ。もしバカにする人がいたら私が許さないわ。ゆずりは無卑下してはダメ。
I feel something welling up inside me at her warm words, but I can't cry like a girl while wearing the mask of the president of the Council of Nikaya.
ありがとうネリー。君の一言はいつも僕を救ってくれるよ。いつものすまし顔もいいけれど、女の子をしているゆずりはも可愛いのに残念だわ。
Oh, she likes it.
勘弁してくれ。あの髪型で人前に出られるほどまだ成熟してはいないんだよ。
Finding myself getting more embarrassed by the second and fearing that she's about to call me cute again, I take a leaf out of Yaigaki-kun's book and distract her with a literary reference.
ヘミングウェイは真の男になるためには4つのことを成し遂げなければならないと言った。小説家の？ああ。1つ、木を植えること。2つ、闘牛すること。3つ、本を書くこと。4つ、息子を得ること。
She has done the first two already. I'm pretty sure she's planted a tree and probably fought a bull.
僕はまだ
You've only achieved one so far. Okay, I wasn't. Again, I'm never ready, even though I should be at this point. I'm never ready for this game to follow up with my dumbass commentary, but it always does. Her laugh is like a tinkling bell, looking like I've successfully changed the subject. Now to... Oh! Somebody got a cold. Here we go, baby. We're about to have the best friend has a cold arc. Let's do it. These can sometimes come with like a whispered confession while the person is asleep too. So I'm gonna go ahead and call my shot right now. We are now in the You Caught a Cold arc. She's gonna be asleep and Yuzu's going to confess to her. Yep, that sounds fine. I mean, that was just her opening a soda, right? Oh, and there's our monthly activity that we need to prepare for and perhaps build a mystery around, maybe? I gently take her hand in mine. Getting Neri into some warm clothes takes precedence over any change in subject. I lead her by the hand to the shower room. I look down at my pan. How much, like, surplus food does this place have to just, like, waste, like, on just completely botched dishes? Because we've spent a lot of time botching dishes while cooking in this series. Today's theme is eggplant. I'm not sure why I said it that way. So I decided to attempt fried eggplant with Chinese chili sauce, but... I put down my frying pan and make the sign of the cross. Ichigo-kun peers into my face and asks me if I've caught a cold. That sounds really good. She glances over at her pot. I follow her gaze. Oh boy! Oh dear! Here, oh geez, it's about to get awkward. You aren't looking the greatest. Like, she looks not her usual sleepy self. This looks more not sad, but probably not getting as much sleep as she's used to getting. Yep, there it is. The ellipsis of disappointment, the ellipsis of sadness, the ellipsis of longing. Our eyes meet, and I'm the one to look away. Yeah, I don't know that there's anything, there's nothing you could really say here in this moment. I put off giving any response to her confession, but I'm gonna have to answer her soon. Oh yeah, that's probably not a thought you want to be voicing aloud. Before I can stop her, she's trotted off to see my teacher. Oh boy, hey! After a brief discussion with Ichigo-kun, Suo-kun pauses on her own cooking and glides gracefully over to me with a smile on her face. My savior! Yeah, I botched this shit real good, Chief. you go.
私たちが作っている秋ナスと若鶏のトマト煮、パスタのソースにしても美味しいと思うよ。
Just the thought of it makes me salivate. I smile, telling her that does sound good.
さすがは秋の味覚。何でも合いますな。ゆずりは先輩は秋の味覚、風物詩といえば何を思い出しますか？ そうだな。
Autumn to me is reading. The first thing that comes to mind is reading. Reading in autumn gives you a particularly cozy vibe.
読書かな。本を読むのにいい季節だしね。
Oh.
そうですよね。
Oh! Somebody's very excited. Hello!
今図書室では秋の読書週間を行っているんです。好きなジャンルを伝えていただければ好みの一冊を探すお手伝いをしているんですよ。そうなのか。それじゃまた図書室によろしく。
She is very excited about book.
ぜひ八代先輩が来ていただけるのなら他の生徒さんたちも寄ってくれると思うので。
It's good marketing. If you got user Diha there, it's good marketing. Other people see her there, they're gonna want in. Gazing at the extraordinarily beautiful sprite of the library, I reflect that she must already draw in she must draw in plenty of customers of her own. Crops. Her crops. Her crops. She possesses the kind of beauty that, rather than dissipating under close inspection, only opens up further when seen up close. I could get lost looking at her.
そうじゃ、そろそろ。いちごさん？
The sprite of the library just now realizes how far into my personal space she's encroached in her excitement.
まあ、いろいろ秋の風物詩はあるけれど、私的にはもみじ狩りかな。もみじ狩り。ずいぶんと渋いところをついてくるね。いちごさんならもっとパーティーのようなものを言うと思っていたわ。
She can be a girl of subtlety as well.
私の清楚なイメージとぴったりじゃない。
She has a very sophisticated image.
提案なのですが。
A proposal! She claps her hands together, getting the attention of everyone in the cooking club, then asks us if we'd all like to go see the fall leaves on the following Sabbath. We gotta do something. We gotta do something here. Leaves are just about the most exciting thing that we're gonna be looking at right now.
ハイキングな感じでお昼用のお弁当を凝るなら料理部の野外活動と言っても OK だと思うのですけど。
Well, look at you. Aren't you clever and real ingenuitive? Ingenious? Ingenuitive? I don't... What language do I speak? She looks to me and then to Sakuragi-kun, the club president. Sakuragi-kun hesitates for a moment, but then agrees with a smile, saying that the cooking club is all about fun after all.
よかった。もみじ狩りと言ったら栗や柿や松茸。
I smile wryly. So it was about the food all along. Noticing my smirk, Ichigo-kun scratches her head.
それだけじゃなくて、最近譲りはせ。
Dang, you're still just leaning into it. She's not gonna let you go. She's not gonna let this go. She's gonna love on you till you are the happiest little Yuzuriha on the planet.
そうか。気を使ってもらってすまないね。それにリンゴも元気がないみたいだったので遊びに連れ出そうって。ハイキングみたいで気分転換になりますよね。
Yeah, she could probably use a pick-me-up too.
ああ、そうだね。
I'm suddenly overcome with a powerful sense of the unexpected, like I've been hit out of left field. Of course, if I'm agonizing over this, then she must be too. How could I not have realized? Yeah, it's kind of a good point. Like, we kind of got to take her feelings into account here. We've got to do or say something soon. I heave a long, heavy sigh as I watch the other club members discuss what to make for their bento. I imagine my expression probably resembles that of a shy dog trying to do its business in the corner of a public park. Yuzu, you are a woman of words. I will say that. Oh no! Oh no, she's sick. Who could have ever guessed? I smile slightly. It seems like we were thinking along the same lines. Apparently misinterpreting my smile to mean that I no longer feel guilty, she playfully tells me that it would actually be worse if I coddled her more than I already do. I think you're pretty good at riling her up. I pull a hurt face and Neri flashes a rare glimpse of her teeth as she laughs. She smiles and shakes her head, her golden hair shimmering. Then she seems finally to notice something and asks where Hagiwara-san is. Both my hands had been full when I entered the room, but I guess she was just waking up and didn't notice. Following my gaze over to the two trays I earlier placed atop the desk, she murmurs her thanks. I pick up a clear bowl from one of the trays. I feel like this girl's just gonna be hungry no matter what. Like, I don't think that there's any affliction this woman could have and not be ready to just chow down on an entire half of a horse. I scoop up a piece of kiwi and hold out the spoon to her. Her fever-flushed lips peck at the spoon like a little bird at a seed. Yeah, that's why, you know, that's why the cold medicine industry went out of business. Everybody found out that if you just eat some yogurt, you never get a cold again. Just funny, because when I started Let's Playing this series, I literally caught a nasty ass cold right in the middle of it right before Christmas, so that was great. This time I choose a strawberry to spoon feed her. This is really bringing out my maternal instincts. The Church of Salad. Oh, that would be that would be Chidori. Despite being laid low with a fever, Nettie's eating as fast as ever, and she soon polished off the dinner I brought her. I pass her a glass of water and some pills, then start on my own food.
同じものなのね。気を使わなくていいのに。ダイエット中でね。大義名分ができてありがたいよ。
I say, taking a bite of kiwi. The complex, bittersweet taste dances across my tongue. Nothing beats fresh fruit ripened under the sun. Had some really good kiwi a couple months ago. It was really, really nice.
グレートピレニーズで止めておきたい。グレートデーンまで行くのは
Yeah, that makes sense. I munch on an orange slice as she stifles a giggle. Citrus fruit. I'm reminded of the girl who disappeared in the spring.
香水か。あ、気になるかしら。
Even being sick, you know, you gotta keep up appearances somehow. You gotta do something to kind of make yourself not feel entirely garbage. She may be bedridden, but she's still keeping up her grooming habits. Her brow furrows as she asks me if the scent is too overpowering.
いや、少し思い出したことがあってね。ネリーは変わらず。ありがとう。ゆずりはは香水あまり好きじゃないのよね。
It'd be weird for me to smell sweet. No, it wouldn't. Wearing perfume is like a symbol of one's femininity. That's why I've always wanted to wear it, but
僕から甘い香りが漂ってきたらおかしいだろ。
no, it wouldn't.
そうかしら。そうさ。それに甘い香りをさせていたら服にお菓子を仕込んでいると思われる。
I mean, yeah, I could see like Ichigo, you know, kind of running around you looking for the sweets, stuffing hands in your pockets, like, where they at? Where they at?
そうね。譲り腹しいわ。
I force an exaggerated grin.
でも残念。今度譲り派のために香水
Aww.
を選ぼうと思っていた。
She knows. There is no way this girl does not know. There is no way that she hasn't picked up on all this. It's just there's something holding her back from just like saying, dude, I know you're acting this way for X reason, and you don't have to be this way, especially around me.
それは嬉しいが。
And she wants it so bad. Look at her. Look at her!
私と同じものはどう？こんな感じなのだけど。
She pulls herself up She pulls herself up in bed and bares her neck. She's telling me to sniff it.
いや、
Is she going to be able to resist?
いや、私と同じものは。
Oh, you're doomed. You gotta do it now. I reflexively tell her that's not the case, then hesitantly lead in toward her neck.
ネリネの香り。
The fragrance of her lily of the valley perfume mingles with her own unique body scent, creating an enchantingly sweet yet fresh and feminine smell.
どう？
Maybe I'll try it. I don't know. Try it once or twice. And it's not like I really want to or anything. A smile blooms across her lips, and I have to fight to stop myself from blushing as I smile back.
冷た。頭を動かしてはダメだ。タオルが落ちてしまうよ。
Aww. After dinner, I change the towel laid across her forehead for a fresh one. Neri pouts at me and tells me she wants to go too.
何が？もうはぐらかさないで。ゆずりはが話してくれたもみじ狩りよ。
Well, how far are we out from Sunday? While I was changing her towel, I casually mentioned the upcoming weekend event.
ネリーが個人的なイベントに行きたいなんて珍しい。料理部で開催するということは白羽さんも来るのでしょ。最近
I haven't had a chance to eat all that food lately. Everything a growing girl needs. They always say you feed a cold and then you get better, which it was either sheer coincidence or there's truth to it, because I literally did one time, this was years ago, I got a cold, and it was like end of the year. I typically always get my colds at the end of the year. It was like November or December, and it was right around Thanksgiving time, and I ate so much damn food Thanksgiving Day. I thought I was going to explode. Like, it was like my stomach felt like it was actually going to burst. It hurt so bad. And I woke up the next morning, I was literally in like the final stages of a cold. But like I had started getting sick 1 or 2 days before Thanksgiving, and colds for me typically last about a week to 10 days. And I woke up the day after Thanksgiving just completely like, oh, I'm feeling pretty fine. I've just got a little bit of a sniffle now, rather than having to go through like the dog shit days of dragging myself through the worst of it. So I don't know whether it was just coincidence and maybe it just wasn't as bad a cold. I mean, it still felt pretty bad even when I was sick. Because I was already a couple of days into it, but I feel like I did the thing that they say to do, is you feed a cold and you make it go away, and like I feel like I literally did that. Oh, I wouldn't know anything about that. Don't know what you're talking about. I don't even know what a Ringo is. I feel my heart clench in my chest at the unexpected mention of Ringo-kun's name. Oh, you're too much of a sweetheart, Narine. Yeah, we gotta get you better first. I pat her on the head. As I rhythmically stroke her silky hair, her expression softens and her eyes start to droop. There you go. Something to look forward to. I'm pretty sure, like, a positive attitude can help a little bit, too. I don't think that it's the miracle worker. I don't think that just, trying to put yourself in a good mood or being in a good mood while you have a cold is going to solve it, but it can't hurt. But now you got to. Oh, you just got conned. You just got conned so hard. You can't say no. You've got to do it now. You're done. You're done. Finished. Finito. Fatality. And so, what was supposed to be a casual weekend event mushrooms into a challenging piece of homework for me. There's that phrase, clear as day, but... Oh, jeez. The containers and ingredients are laid before me, but I haven't touched any of them as a vision of what my bento should look like yet. It just hasn't appeared. My mom was sickly, and my dad was hardly much of a cook. It's hard for me to actually envision a bento when I've never had one made for me. I hear a tentative voice behind me. At Cooking Club, our theme this week is bento, in preparation for the weekend leaf viewing. My teacher is here to instruct me in the art of bento. Yes! A confession of love. Just brushes on past it these days. That's where this girl's at. Like, she's here, she's already starting to fire, she's she's throwing out the first silo, usually enough to completely obliterate an unassuming suo, and she just like steamrolls right past that shit. Gonna have to break out your best period joke next, Yuzu. I think that's the only thing that's gonna get her. We're in a cooking club. You go around making period jokes in the cooking club, done. Over. Period jokes in the cooking club, I think, is a real good name for something. Somebody should use that. Period jokes in the cooking club.
もともとただの風邪だからね。すぐに良くなるさ。それなら良いのですが。スオ君にそれほど心配してもらえるなら、今度僕も弾いてみようかな。
She angrily tells me not to say such things. Looked like people getting sick is a pretty sensitive topic for her. Yeah, I imagine it is, seeing as that we do know that sickness kind of runs in the family.
心配ですね。体温が高いから風邪はひかないと豪語していたが、もともとあまり体は強い方じゃないからね。そうなのですか。
We're getting the lore now. The solemn mood leads me to voice the truth.
だが、さっきも言ったが、ただの風邪だ。うまいものを食べてぐっすり眠ればすぐ回復するさ。
Yeah, this girl's fine. Nothing's gonna stop this girl from eating a whole bento on her own, just grabbing one and dumping that shit right down her mouth like a trash can. She's doing it.
そうですね。
She turns on a smile that would charm 10 out of every 10 people. I flash her a cynical smile of my own, then turn back to the ingredients scattered across my workstation.
失敗すると分かっていて調整しなければならない気持ちというのもなかなかに来るものがあるね。私も夏に葉物野菜を収穫するときはなかなか手が出ないときがあります。
My teacher hates bugs.
そういうときはどうするんだい？今の自分は自分じゃない。物語の人物。例えば、嵐が丘のキャサリンだって思い込んで
I disassociate.
手をつけます。
I nod gravely. It's a very Suo-like solution. A Suolution, if you will. I'm gonna go ahead and stop here and give you the required amount of time to go ahead and laugh at my very funny joke. That feels about the if you would like to continue laughing, you can pause the video here and continue laughing. But for the sake of not, making a video that's going to end up being 3 hours long, I think we do need to move on. But if you need that time for yourself, I'll go ahead and let you have that.
あと、祖父は何でも仕事だと割り切れば楽になるって話してましたけど。最後に台無しな一言だが、確かにそういう割り切り方は大切なんだろうな。
However, I recall something from a business book I once picked up. It had started by examining the assumption that work equals money.
ダン・アリエリーの本だと、仕事に向かうためにインセンティブはお金だけでは無理だと書いていたな。
But I learned that money, money, money is all you need. I learned that from Parappa the Rapper.
与えられるインセンティブがお金だけだと、モチベーションも頭打ちになるんだってね。
Also, I'm gonna need people to stop calling it Parappa the Rapper. Do you not know how to read? Do you have eyeballs? Can you look at the logo? It says Parappa the Rapper. Just, That's my platform. That's what I'm running on.
それは仕事と割り切るのでなく、やはり料理に傾けるのは愛情でなくてはいけない。使い
Without love, it cannot be tasted. Looking over the ingredients before me, I consider which are my friend's favorites. This, too, is a form of love. Aww. She put on a brave face in front of me, but the moment I left her room, I heard her coughing and coughing. Aww.
人間、得て増えてというものがある。
Should I work on making the perfect bento to make Neri happy? Or should I be mindful of her health and play nurse for her?
さて、どうしたものかね。
We know what you're gonna do. I think we know what wins out every single time. Do I make the bento for my best friend as she wanted, or do I take care of her? After thinking hard on my two options,
買っておいているのは分かっている。でも君の負担になることも重々承知している。だが僕の願いを聞き入れてはくれないだろうか。私もコミカドさんの助けになるなら。
her eyes waver as she thinks it over. Then, a moment later,
おかえりなさい。
I'm back! Yuzuriha? My bewildered friend addresses me and the pillow I've brought with me. Oh, we're gonna stay over.
僕と萩原さんを間違えるなんてひどいじゃないか。
That we're gonna, yeah, Yuzuriha's gonna stay over, and she sent Hagiwara to her room, I imagine.
それはそうじゃなくて、その枕は
Better to smother you with!
目ざといね。今日からネリーの風が良くなるまで寝泊まりして看病するんだよ。
Okay, she's not gonna smother her, actually. I don't think that this is that kind of story.
だってここは二人部屋だし、萩原さん。
Already taken care of.
彼女には許可をもらったよ。ネリーの体調が戻るまで僕の部屋と交換してもらった。
As my best friend blinks at me in surprise, I pat the pillow.
僕のアミティアは学院を去っているからね。交渉はしやすかった。萩原さんも快く OK してくれたよ。
Actually, it had been quite an ordeal to get the other girl, all red in the face for some reason, to agree. But she doesn't need to know that.
譲りは僕の心配をしてくれるのかい？なら大丈夫。18歳未満が見てはいけないものはちゃんと目の届かないところへ隠して。
Don't worry, I hid all my good shit.
そうではないわ。私の看病なんて風が移って。
Yuzu's too stupid to catch a cold.
昔は立場が逆だったが、今や僕の方が頑健な体だ。栄養を溜め込んだ僕の体に風邪菌など入り込む。
That's a flag, isn't it? That's a flag. We're gonna have two. We're gonna have two. We're getting it. We're gonna do it. The fabled two cold arcs in the same story. The kind-hearted vice president still looks disapproving, so I tell her that if I don't do this, she'll keep prioritizing the Council of Nikaya over her health.
会の者に聞いたよ。会の進捗管理や指示をこの部屋からしていたとね。
You're never gonna get well like that. You gotta take it easy. She looks up at me dejectedly, like a dog caught in the rain, and I smile pointedly.
君でないといけない要件はあることは確かだが、今でなくてもいい。大きなやつはそうだな。月末の合唱会くらいだが、それも後でいい案件だ。でも私のせいでみんなの手が止まるなんて。
Well, I walk over to her and gently rub her back as she coughs. Her body is hot with fever.
週末もみじ狩りに行くんだろう。しっかり休まないと治るものも治らない。でも分け合えば喜びは2倍に、悲しみは半分に。
Hey!
素晴らしいものだ。
I feel like we've heard another variation of that before. I imitate Sister Basquiat and preach at her using a Swedish proverb. She still seems hesitant, but...
そうね。私たちは親友だものね。
I smile with relief.
ああ、週末は楽しくもみじ狩りとしゃれ込もうか。さて、それじゃこの枕は萩原くんのベッドへと置いて。
What? That
そろそろ夕食だ。
that
メリーは何が食べたい？
did not sound. I'm sorry. No. That in no way at all sounded like a stomach growling. That was literally somebody ripping a big juicy one. I'm sorry. No, nuh-uh. You're not putting it past me. That was not a stomach growl. I ain't dealing with it. I'm not putting up with your shit, game. I mean, it's a fart sound. Just putting up with your shit. See what I'm doing? I am in rare form. Never let him tell you. Never let him tell you that you can't produce visual novel content while on edibles. Never let him tell you that. While I'm cleaning up the plates, Nettie, who's in bed, points to a glass filled with some mysterious liquid and asks what it is. I laugh, telling her it looks like there's a new convert to the Church of Yogurt. Then I pass her some powdered cold medicine and she frowns at the unfamiliar brand. You know, that's usually the thing you don't. You usually want people to just assume that that's the case. When you say it, the look on her face is unusually grim. Oh, she don't like bitter medicine. I need it to taste like strawberries. I don't know that that's true either. I don't know that there's any correlation with how bad something tastes. Like, I remember someone telling me that, like, them putting peroxide on a burn that I had gotten, it burns more because it's making it better. And then the doctors very specifically said, no, that is not what you do to that. So, no, I don't think that there's any correlation like that. So it is bitter, she mumbles, pulling a face as though she's already tasted it. I pass her the glass. She screws up her courage and swallows. One wish! Make the medicine sweet. I can't help but laugh at her straightforward request. Nettie giggles too. Since I've just promised her a reward, it's not like I can refuse. We're alone in the room. At her quiet words, I turn back around to face her. Her pale, bewitching form seems to float before me. The pure, unblemished expanse of her back appears almost dazzling. A faint blush stains her cheeks. She would have to lift up her nightgown for me to wipe her back anyways. That must have occurred to Neri as she was readying herself too, so I suppose it's only natural to go ahead and change into a fresh, clean night dress at the same time. However, yeah, same goes for you. Neri laughs, thinking that I'm trying to dispel the awkwardness with a joke. Honestly though, the sentiment was genuine. I'd been just as nervous. At her invitation, I pick up a wet towel, fold it, and press it to her white skin. You should be fine then. Nothing to feel awkward about. It's just the back. I admonish the part of me that's prone to getting into trouble and rub the fabric along her particularly glowing skin.
すまない。強すぎたわ。違うの。ただ思っていたよりも冷たかったから。続けて。
I cautiously wipe her delicate skin. Her back, felt through the towel, sways like a willow every time I press against it. The repetitive motion gently fans the flame already burning within me.
どうしたんだいね。昔一緒にお風呂に入ったことを思い出したのよ。あの時はゆずりはすごく恥ずかしがっていたわよね。父以外の人と一緒にお風呂なんて入ったことがなかったからね。そうだったの？ああ、友達と一緒に入った経験なんてなかったから、何を言われるか想像して。
It's okay. I've literally never taken a bath with a friend either.
あら、やつしろさん、お胸が小さいですわよ。
Damn.
クォーターの割に色白だったから、その辺を言われるのかってさ。
You're porcelain!
学校が変わるたび、髪と肌はいつもいじられたからね。それなら私も一緒だわ。
She giggles. Nettie is humble, but she's always been the most beautiful girl in school. Until the day she fell ill.
弟さんとは一緒にお風呂に入ってはいなかったの？ネリーと入った頃はまだ小さかったからね。ある程度大きくなってからは面倒を見てやったけれど、あいつは風呂嫌いなんだ。押さえつけて入れてやっていたから、兄弟仲良くって感じではないね。そう、私兄弟がいなかったから憧れていた。
I never took a bath with a sibling either.
別にいいものじゃない。
Again, this is a cultural difference thing. I understand that. I'm just being very silly.
この頃は生意気に一緒に風呂に入るのを嫌がるんだよ。可愛いじゃない。ま、成長を感じられて姉冥利に尽きるがね。
Perhaps because I've been talking about my family, my original nervousness has all but disappeared.
おかゆいところはございませんか、お嬢様。そうね。それじゃあ脇の方をお願いできるかしら。
I rub down her side, making sure not to be too rough on her delicate skin.
落ち着け。
Keep calm! Keep calm! This is normal! It's fine! I'm being careful, but it must be a sensitive area. Each seductive, breathy moan she released sends a strange thrill through me. It's like I'm brushing some delicate, deep spot deep within her.
少し上の方も吹かせてもらう。
I'm gonna move up a bit. As I move up her flank to her armpit, up! I graze across the swell of her breast and feel my face flush hotly.
どうしたのゆずりは。もうおしまい？
In a manner of speaking.
いや、もうすぐ終わるよ。
Okay, she says like this is no big deal. In the meantime, I take a big gulp of air to try and calm my racing heart. Then I shake my head and return to my usual cynical self.
時間をかけてしまいすまないね。風邪をひいているのに長々と肌をさらさせてしまって。平気よ。ずいぶんと汗をかいていたみたいだから気持ちいいわ。
Yeah, there's nothing quite like having been, stuck in bed for like 2 or 3 days because you really just don't feel like getting out. Like that first shower, like afterward, is just, oh, you are so completely renewed. I force a
こ
smile.
うして拭いているとわかるが、だいぶ熱も引いてきたようだ。ゆずりはのおかげよ。あまり長引くようならお守りでも作ろうかと考えていたけどね。
Nettie giggles at the idea of wearing a traditional Japanese charm in this Christian school.
おっぴらにはできないけれど、
Aww.
作ったものなら
Well, there's something else to add to the list.
そうかい？幸運が続くってことだからいいと思ったんだよな。西洋じゃ古くから伝わる由緒正しいお守りだ。そんなものがあるの？ああ。まずはウサギの足を失敬してきて。
I know just the place.
やめて。
Seems like, as a fan of the bazaar, she's aware of the superstition around rabbits' feet.
スオ君やヤイガキ君に聞かれたら。
Nope. No, I don't imagine they would. Don't think Takusaki-kun would either. Rabbits are loved as bringers of good luck. They're a symbol of fertility due to their prolific breeding. Since they're born with their eyes open, they have the power to ward off the evil eye. And as creatures that dig burrows, they're said to have a connection with the good spirits under the earth. You can't go around chopping off rabbit paws. I asked her if she'd be okay with a less cute animal. I grin to let her know I'm joking, but she raises her voice in protest again. We got you. I wring out the towel in fresh water, then hand it to her so she can do the front herself. When I ask her what it is, she leans forward, still holding the towel, and looks at me with shimmering eyes. Aww. Hadn't I told her that she could have one reward? No, hold on. I shouldn't even think about turning around while she's not dressed. Various thoughts run through my head, but... In the end, the realization that I can't say no to her wins out.
4月になってから、節子の病気はいくらかずつ回復期に近づき出しているように見えた。
Why are we reading a story about illness to somebody that's sick?
そしてそれが、いかにも父としていればいるほど、その回復へのもどかしいような一歩一歩は、かえって何か確実なもののように思われ。
I read aloud from the novella Yaigaki-kun recommended to me a little while back, The Wind Has Risen by Tatsuo Hori.
話の筋的に病人に聞かせるものじゃなかったかな。
Nettie's brilliant celadon eyes are staring off into space as she listens intently.
もう眠りそうかい？いいえ、まだ平気よ。それじゃ、もう少し続けようかね。そんなある日の午後のこと、私が行くと、ちょうど父は外出していて、節子は一人で病室にいた。その日は大変気分も良さそうで、いつもほとんど着たきりの寝巻きを珍しく青いブラウスに着替えていた。私はそういう姿を見ると、どうしても彼女を庭へ引っ張り出そうとした。
She turns her unfocused gaze toward me. Who or what is she seeing?
ねえ、ゆずりは、なんだい？子供のようなことを言うのだけど。本日2度目だな。で、言
Oh.
ってもらってもいい？
Seeing the dark shadow that now clouds her eyes, I can't possibly deny her entreaty.
君が言わなければ、僕から言い出していたところだよ。冷えていて気持ちいいだろう。僕は体温が低いのが自慢なんだ。
I'm like a snake.
ゆずりは、とても安心するわ。
The shadow of unease clears from her celadon eyes, and she's back to her usual self, her soft, warm, beautiful eyes.
眠るまで手を握っておくよ。ありがとう、ゆずりは。
Finally satisfied, she closes her eyes and gently drifts off to sleep.
代わってあげられたらいいのに。
Oh, he loves her so much, man. While her expression is calm, beads of sweat stand out on her fevered forehead. When we were kids, it was fine for us to stick to our own separate roles. Neri was the cowardly lion who protected me. And me, I was the Tin Woodman, lacking a heart. But that day,
おやすみ。
a pained expression flits over her face, and I abandon my idle thoughts. Still holding on to her hand, I set the book down on my lap and use my free hand to wipe the sweat from her brow, and I pray to the only God I believe in. All right. And that is going to wrap things for now. So a bit of a slower moving one this time. We had a lot going on last time, and then the one before that, however. And again, we're in our requisite somebody caught a cold arc, which I assume is going to blossom into a secondary someone caught a cold arc. So we do have the leaf the leaf viewing trip, which I am sure is going to happen. And my impression is I think that that's gonna probably be where Ringo gets her answer, where it's just gonna be like, look, I got these feelings elsewhere, and I still want us to be cool. So that's what I think's gonna happen. And I guess we will just leave it at that. So, as always, thank you so much for stopping by. I hope you had a good time, and I hope you have a nice rest of your whatever, wherever it is you are. And we'll catch you next time.